I think that Atiku is largely um, frustrated. He lost the election. He lost at the tribunal, despite all the efforts that he made. Now, as I've said repeatedly, whatever it is, whatever documents they give him at that through the U.S. courts, it will not affect the case at the Supreme Court. But Atiku's lawyers told the court, told the U.S. magistrate that they needed the documents, to quickly file, um, their appeal at the Supreme Court. Election petitions, election cases are different. They are not like the regular court cases. They are very rigid. For example, any matter that you file out of time, you've lost out. You will never win. Any issue that you did not bring up, any pleading that you did not make at the lower court, you cannot go and make it at the Supreme Court. Even small lawyers know this. Whatever they give Atiku at this stage, because at the lower tribunal, he did not bring up that evidence, it's not going to be useful to him at the Supreme Court. Within 60 days, the Supreme Court is expected to dispense with the matter. Now, what do you want to do with the matter of the Tinubu's academic records? One, I think Atiku is convinced that Tinubu forged some documents to enable him gain admission into that university. The reason they think like that is because Tinubu did not list the schools, the primary and secondary schools that he attended in his in the document that he filed with INEC. So they are wondering, he didn't go to school, he most probably didn't go to school in Nigeria, primary school or secondary school in Nigeria, because no one has that record. They are now wondering, did he forge his certificate to get into the Chicago State University? I've said before that in the US, some schools will give you admission if you pass the aptitude test. Some universities. I have a friend who did not even present his secondary school certificate to get into a US university, and he passed with honors. So Atiku is concerned about the document that Tinubu used to enter the US university. He believes that if they can provide, that they will provide some of those records, it will enable him to know how he got into the university. And even if they give him all of that, it will still not help him with his matter before this, the Supreme Court. He has filed a notice of appeal. It will not help him because they will only be, the judges of the Supreme Court will only be looking at the evidence before the appeal court, the evidence that the appeal court used in coming to its decision. So if the appeal court erred in law, the Supreme Court judges would make that clear and come up with their own decision to invalidate what the appeal court had done.